Hello, this is Tasty Wallet, and this video is going to be about the Crypto Miner Tycoon offer. Now, this is not to be confused with the Bitcoin miner. That's a completely different app. You may have seen ads for both of these. Both of these are idlers. If you don't know what an idler is, you're basically playing a game where you start with some sort of initial buy. You pay for something with the credits that you're initially gotten, received. Received is a much better word. Received. And then you take that money and then, or credits or whatever denomination that they give to you. And then you buy the first thing and use that to start buying more of the first thing. You get money from it. You get more of the first thing, and then you get more of the second thing, and then the third thing, whatever it is, etc., etc. Eventually, there's a way to automate the process, and usually this has some sort of prestige system where you reset your progress and you're given a permanent multiplier next time go around. So, let's take a look at this. This was a $10 offer. Took me about 4.5 hours. You could probably do it in about 2, maybe even 3 hours. If you spend your time a little bit more wisely than I did. Obviously, I enjoy idlers, so I don't mind spending the extra time playing an app that I enjoy. So, this was under Freecash. You might be able to find it in other areas. This was under the AdGate Media. I found it under all offers. Of course, it's not there now. But, since mine's done, it's going to be under completed for me. This was for, I think it was a 25-day. It might be longer than that. It might have been. I think this might have been a 60-day offer, actually. So, obviously I did this in about 2 days' time. About 4.5 hours total. So, you could definitely take your time with this one if you want to. As you notice here, I also did something called Cornhole League. That one was just 10 ads. So, if you want to do that one as well, you just run 10 ads. It's 6.6 cents an ad. You're not going to get that anywhere else. So, definitely do Cornhole League while you're in here. So, we're going up an app, and we're just going to go ahead and continue. Normally, I would watch the ad if I were to complete this offer. If it had been a while, I'd just run the ad, collect double money. We're going to go in here, and we're going to reset progress, just so you can kind of see what this looks like. We're going to skip the ad on that as well, although normally I would probably do that as well. So what you're going to do is, on here, you're going to select this ETH thing. You're going to collect it. You see I've unlocked everything already because of my progress, but initially you would just collect one of the thing, like that. You would do one, and then you would just continue to press both of these buttons, like so, until you get to NFT. And then you would start doing something like this, and like that, and like this, and like that. And also collecting on both of those, so kind of spamming both of those until eventually you get this thing where you can call in things. And what that does is it auto collects. Isn't that nice? You don't have to hit buttons so much anymore. So, you kind of do the same thing. You unlock the next thing. You kind of do the next thing. And you keep unlocking. You keep spamming this stuff. And you keep collecting. And you get to the next one. And then you kind of do the same thing. You get this thing, etc., etc. You get the idea. So what you want to do is you want to get 50 of everything. All the way up to the end. This thing right here. Own ICO. So you want to get 50 of all those. Eventually you'll unlock this rocket thing, where you'll start buying these upgrades. So you want to buy those as well. Just buy what you can. Eventually you do all these as well. The goal here is to buy this person right here. Jeremy Palmer. You got to have 11.5. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that, but that's 10 to the power of 99. So just to give you an idea of 1,000 is 10 to the power of 3. All right. So that's a lot of scaling you have to do, but I'm showing you what to do. All right. Like I said, I did this in 4.5 hours. You could do this in about 2. If you're pretty smart about this, and I'll show you how to be smart about this. All right. So what you're going to want to do, you buy 50 of each of these, and you upgrade along the way. And then what's going to happen is eventually this icon over here, this treasure box or this lunch box or whatever it's called, you're going to start getting these investors. You're going to want to get about 10 to start with, maybe even 20. And then what you're going to do is you're going to hit this claim button right here. And you're going to claim your investors. And it's going to ask you if you want to run an ad. And of course the answer is yes. Of course you want to run an ad. You want to get 25% more. So you're going to run the ad. You're going to get your extra, I don't know, 2.5 to, however, which 25% of whatever you collect. So you're going to get that, and then it's going to completely reset, and then you're going to do whatever it is that you can do to start buying this as much as you can. You just start, buying down like that. You notice that mine's on max already, and I've just left it there for the duration of my time. These blue things here, the reason why they're blue is because I went and I got this mega token thing for them. And you can do that for all of these if you want to. Basically what you have to do is you get these purple Bitcoin things, and if you hit this plus sign over here, you could trade, mega token, you could trade 10 of them in for one of these mega tokens, or you could do 20 gold pieces. Definitely do the Bitcoin thing for these mega tokens, because you're going to want those gold pieces for warps, and I'll show you why in a minute. So anyways, what you do is you just start buying this stuff up, and you upgrade as much as you can, and you buy this stuff up. You just buy what you can, max whatever you can. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter, but you just buy what you can. And the reason why you want to buy what you can, if you hit this arrow button, is this button right here, this last thing here. When you collect 1 of everything, 25 of everything, 50 of everything, 100 of everything, etc., it unlocks this thing. And eventually you get gold, and you also get these purple Bitcoins when you get up to certain points. So you definitely want to buy as much property as you can, just to unlock that stuff. And also, some of that stuff gets a little bit better after a while, so you can kind of see what's what, how much everything gives, and you can kind of work it out for yourself. Or you could just do this, just buy a little everything. Starting from the top, working your way down, which is basically what I do. If we go out to here, this, where you have this, people you could hire. If you go to investors, eventually you're going to want to buy these things. Obviously you want to buy it, where it's a low percentage of your investors. So of course we're going to start with Colin Harvey, which is going to make these things 10% cheaper. And then we're going to eventually buy all of this. Where is it? There it is. We're going to buy all of this. And eventually we're going to want this thing right here. Ashley Nelson. That thing's really nice once you get up to, I would say 1 trillion plus investors. When you get that thing, I'm going to buy all of these. Once you get that, you go to this rocket thing here, you could do fast buy. You hit that, and it buys everything at once. Same thing for investors. Buys everything at once that's like low scale. Doesn't cost, a whole lot of investors. Alright, that right there is my alarm for an ad. So I'm going to go ahead and try to maximize this as much as I can. That ad is for another app I do called Atlas Earth. And if you want to learn a little bit more about that app, because I have written extensively on that particular app, it is a virtual real estate app where you can make money by buying parcels in real locations. If that sounds interesting to you, it sounds a little bit like Upland, although I think it's a little bit better than Upland, in my opinion, especially for people who want to play free-to-play. If that interests you, I'm going to put a link in the description on that particular app. So, I think I've scaled up pretty good on this thing. I've done as much fast buying as I can. So you want to get to a point where you can kind of buy these stonks here, like towards the end. I'm going to let that go while I run my 2AB ad. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to save your gold for buying these warps. And what these warps do is that there's different ones. There's one that you can buy that's for 1 day, in 1 full day cycle. There's another one for a, go back to it. Go back to fast buy. And I usually like to use those when I can get, some of these multipliers that are pretty significant to increasing what I have. And see, like, there's Jeremy Palmer. See, I could buy that right now, and that's the end of the offer. I've done it. That's what we're looking to get. So, oops. Anyways, what we're looking to do is we're trying to get some sort of upgrade that's pretty significant in terms of my boost multiplier. And it's going to raise this thing up, leaps and bounds. And that's the point where I'm going to want to use 10 coins in order to do this time warp. Because what that does is it gives you a full day's worth of profit. And that'll raise this thing and scale this thing up like mad. And that'll allow you to move up a lot faster and get a lot closer to getting that Jeremy Palmer. Because that's basically what you want to do. You want to scale that thing so you get like, 10, 15, 20 plus X on the amount of investors that you have. When you're not doing the warp strategy, what you're going to want to do is you want to get that thing, start upgrading stuff, and you want to start buying stuff up as much as you can until things really, really, really start to slow down. And then what you're going to want to do is you want to close the app and come back to it in about, an hour or two, something like that. And then you want to go back into it, run your ad, collect 2 times, and then do your prestige. And that's basically all you do. So I'll show you what a reset looks like once you're about as high as I am. So we're going to go ahead and claim. See right here that I'm at sept, 18, 19, septillion. Now normally when I scale this thing up, this thing's much, much higher than this in terms of, this would be like oct instead of sept for this. Like I'd be in an oct category before I start doing a reset on this. But we're going to claim this, and normally I would, hit claim, of course, and then I would watch the ad to get 25% more increase. But I'm going to skip it. I'm going to show you what a reset, looks like when you're about as high as I am. So initially, what you would do is you would buy this, and then, like I said, eventually, not initially, but eventually, you would just start buying all these investors. And especially get that Ashley Nelson one, because you're going to do this fast buy on all of this stuff. And then call this stuff. And then come over here, starting with the last one, with the max. Go ahead and just start buying stuff up. Just buy like crazy. And go to the rocket, do fast buys. Go back over here, do these calls, go back over here. You kind of get the idea. You just kind of go back and forth doing upgrades and stuff like that. Fast buy, another fast buy. So do the call. Obviously, I'm going to get Jeremy Palmer because that's something I can do. And that's what you want to do before your task is done. You want to get the Jeremy Palmer. And then you just, go back and forth like that. Get the call things. Actually, when you do this, you're not going to be able to get some of these other interesting ones. You're just going to get the initial ones that allow you to grab stuff. And then, of course, eventually you're going to want to get your mega tokens as well to get profit times 7 on those rows, starting with the most expensive one down the line and then working your way to the cheapest. Unless you happen to find one that's really doing well, because some of these boost multipliers that you get at the time, that might be a good time to 7x that one. And maybe run your warp as well right on top of that to really accelerate yourself. But yeah, that's basically what you do. You just kind of, see, at this point, I'm pretty much slowed down. I'm getting 1x, 2x, 3x, 20x down here at the bottom. So that's not very much progress. So we're not doing too much with the rocket here. So at this point, what I would do is, I would probably, so you see here, it's starting to match what I have here. Which is a good sign that I need to, okay, that was good that I got that stonks, and that stonks as well. Because as soon as I got those, now if I had a warp, I would totally use it. You see that stuff scaling, look at that scaling like crazy. It's just scaling up there. Skyrocketing. So I would totally do warp right now, if I had the money, if I had the funds. I would do one. But I don't have any. So I got two choices. I could either do a reset here, because I'm actually pretty high up, which is something I might actually consider doing. Or if it wasn't, all that high up, what I would do is just close the app and come back to it in about an hour. And that's pretty much it. You just rinse and repeat. You continue to buy stuff. If you want to go into the investors, you can look to see if you want to do some of these, although you got to make sure that you don't spend too much of your investors, because you don't want to completely reset your progress by buying you would not want to buy this improved water matching speed at my level, because that would use almost everything, and that's basically like starting over. You don't want to do that. So be very careful when it comes to that. Luckily, the Ashley Nelson does not buy those kinds of things. Ashley Nelson buys stuff that's negligible in terms of damaging your investor count. Basically zero. It'll feel like zero when you buy it. But yeah, that's all you do. And then, rinse and repeat. Go out, go back in, hour or two later. Just leave it overnight, come back to it, do your reset. Doing the same thing over and over again until eventually you hire Jeremy Palmer, and then you were $10 richer. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and hit the notification button if you want to watch more videos like this. And you have yourself a wonderful day.